How you doing? Hope to go to Austin Spinner. Woohoo! Today we are talking about D&D. If you don't know what D&D is, it's basically a board game about, anything basically. Amazing game. And I read it we are on is critcrab. If you don't know who critcrab is, go check him out. Go Google him, go do whatever. Funny guy. He talks about D&D stories. That goes really bad. And I have picked two of them for us to read. I'm not going for the first ones because I'm letting him have those. First one is by J. Doe. P.S. Before you question it, I'm gonna rate these between a couple of categories. First one, Joker. Very funny and don't take it too seriously. Karen, Demon, and Satan. Satan me Satan means worst player. Do not like them, hate them. And Demon means they were awful. Not as bad as Karen, but awful. So let's begin. How my character became probably the worst enemy for a party after an encounter with one of those guys. Horror story. So I want to know if I'm in the wrong for doing this. So I come to you for an answer. There's a lot of backstory, so sorry for that. But I will try to encapsulate most of it. I was running a campaign for almost a year with a party that I met. I roll 20. We clicked really well and were really excited when one of my players hit me up to ask me to join his crew campaign with some of his friends. Half of them were already in the main campaign, as we used to call it, and they quickly took me as the party leader. I made a lawful evil necromancer who will do anything for the good of its party. By the end of the campaign, I even was one of the PC children's godfathers. I can tell you a lot about the campaign, but that's mostly what you need to know about the story. So far, so good about the story. After meeting a lot of cool people and few of them pretty good DMs, I propose making a server where we play one campaign through one shots and every DM was able to craft its own part of the world and run its own game. I know where is a name for this kind of server, but I don't really remember it right now. We made a pretty nice community at the beginning, but the problem with my relationship and a fall into depression, I ended getting away from it. When I sort things out, I tried to come back and meet that guy. That guy has got the trust of my admins and proven himself to be a decent DM from another time zone, which is something that we really needed at the moment for explanation. He seemed okay at the beginning, so I proved it, and moved on with my own things. So far, I haven't noticed anything bad, but I feel like they're gonna get to it, like this paragraph or next one. My friend decided to make a second part of his campaign, so I was happy to join. I have left my past relationship and started to date one of my players from the first part. My friend invited that guy to join us too, since some people from past campaign haven't been able to rejoin the second part. So we are waiting on Discord for the first session to start, and one of the players make a comment about her boyfriend, and that guy immediately tells her to shut up. Oh, because he never had a girlfriend. Oh, you might never get one. So she talks about her boyfriend. It's only a reminder of that. Know that the others have been friends for months now and got really close because we were outcasts in our own ways. So these kinds of conversations were normal. So my girlfriend hit on me private so to tell me that was really rude to him and that I should say something. I tried to defend the guy even though I took that as a red flag. That was our first interaction with him to make make note that was his first impression of us. Okay. So far I do see a red flag, but let's see how far it goes. So because right now I see a joker, which is don't take it too seriously, but still do. To the public server have joined a few people from my city or nearby. You know, and I was super excited and started to talk to them because I'm not from a pro TTRPG area, so meeting people that played D&D nearby was amazing. One of them played a minimal max that can be annoyed for beginners DM and sometimes for expression ones depending on the player. But I have a lot of experience on that from my old campaign. And the other was a joker. Ah. He had a serious character but liked to joke around with the players. At the end of one of my friend's campaigns, that guy asked me to stay on the call and said that the Minimax was leaving the public server and that might be the best of it for it. Okay, sir. I immediately said that I will talk to her because I imagined that he had a few tough one shots that went faster of what he expected because of her. And now that he she was leaving, he was just relieved. When I told him that I will talk to her, he immediately changed his position that she should stay and that I have to convince her. As I said, he made a bound with these players and wanted them to stay. So I went to talk to her about what happened. She told me she was leaving because it wasn't fun anymore because of it was too easy. But the, but that was fixable. But they told me that the Joker player in was trying to get them kicked out and that she didn't want to deal with the drama but asked me not to tell anyone. Second red flag. So far I'm getting a demon vibe. P.S. if you want me to rearrange them, it's Satan top, Karen second, demon third, Joker. Yeah. I'm getting like a demon vibe, you know, serious but not entirely, like douchebag serious, but not Karen, not yet anyway. I finished one of my year's campaigns with my main group of friends, who happen to be most of the moderators and DMs from the public server, and took a break before starting the next one. I don't know how he knew, but he asked me to let him join the campaign. Against all my judgment, I said yes, and he immediately made me regret it. Until this point, I have heard about him playing lollies on the public server to place relationships with other players. That is a huge red flag for me, bro. But, I don't like that. Okay. I don't care about you wanting your character to look like an anime protagonist, but if you want your character to look like a 6-year-old with an excuse that she is 1,000 years old to have sexual intercourse, that is a big no for me. But haven't grabbed him in that act, and I have been so away from the server at this point, I didn't feel with the authority. But when he came up with another lolly for the campaign, every player was uncomfortable. He hasn't done anything besides that, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, so I kept him there for now. Red flag number 3. Yeah, I still think he's demon, because Karen is normally the ones that complain about everything. That's why she's at the second level. Demon is, you know, really messed up, but not Satan level. Yeah, you see in later videos what Satan is. But again, this has a potential of it. And now we can finally get to the incident. As I said, for the past campaign, we were playing. I used to play a lawful evil character that wanted the best for the party and wasn't afraid doing anything to protect them. This gets me to roleplay a few decisions with one of the players that like to make these troublesome characters. She and I have been friends for a while, and we both know it was just to make fake attention for the party. But my character would usually protect hers and versa. For this campaign, we were playing as the children of the past party, and my character was this 18-year-old girl that just wanted to live in her father's shadow, but had a really short fuse and was really immature in a way to let the party know that I wasn't going to play the leader type again. She was still a bit evil and bullied the smaller members of the party. That is played by the same player I use to have thousand row arguments. My last character was a wizard that got really strong naturally and became of some magic items my DM gave us. But this one was a mini-max build. A caster that could go front line and do over 50 points of damage in a turn before level 5. Because of its power and me being the past leader, the party usually asks my character to act as a leader. And I play her as a bad one because she wasn't prepared. And she was more focused on trying to keep the relationship with my girlfriend character that was precision made our characters to be a couple, to have some fun role playing and joke around. So when my last session comes, we were in city and weird creature that had what we were looking for was moving in another plane. We figured out that we were needed to enter the plane through a comes minor or mirror. So I created one with a precision and asked who wanted to go first. And as no one wanted to go ahead, I decided to jump in. As I said, my character was a bit of an a-hole with my friend's character, and being this flawed leader approaching with another, that guy, and he decided to break the mirror where I entered. And I was fed with the passion aggression way of dealing with stuff, so I rage quit the call. I came back and put him in front of everyone. I told him how he been gaslighting everyone with a member of he wanted to kick out and that he wanted to gaslight me. He will have to try something else because I could read through his BS. He tried to make a story and an excuse for everything that happened. That came out pretty weak, and I calmed down just to let the session finish. After that, I talked to my friend and apologized for doing it in his campaign, and explained that honestly, I don't feel comfortable playing with that guy anymore. So I was leaving the campaign, and since I was the one who started the argument, my friends understood and was okay with my decision. And I thought that was it. So the next weekend, I got a message from that guy. Asked me to ask me about what happened, and he wanted to apologize if I misunderstood his joke, because he kicked me out of my campaign too, obviously, and just told me the truth that I don't really like him, and I don't feel comfortable with him, and I don't feel like I have to share a table with him. I told him that I feel like he was a bit immature, and that I hope that he realized some of his mistakes before it was too late. Pretty much in the same way, being most polite that I could. And he wrote me back saying that he expended the rest of his week crying because he thought that I, th- I thought he hated me and that I was an a-hole. To tell him that I didn't like him, and I was immature one for the same reason, using a few more curse words and insulting me. He sent this screenshot to my friends expecting them to be on his side. Well, that backfired to him, since they told him to just politely reject him. While he just insulted me for that. And other news, my friend retired my character by saying she betrayed the party. That was something I talked about with the DM. My girlfriend decided to retire her character too, but still in the campaign. Now the DM asked me for help to build the pair of them and for the encounter. The party wanted to revenge and get back something we stole. As I said, I made a power build from the beginning, and now the DM gave me some freedom to make this an ultimate fight, and for what I build. It's probably going to be a TPK, but I think it is the right ending for the story, no matter who wins. Yes. So I would put this person, that guy, as a demon. And for his question at the beginning, I feel like he could have done it a little bit better. Like, first off, ban lollies. I don't know why, but I just don't like the idea of having a lolly and doing that civic thing that he said. If you understand. Hopefully you do. Because that's a little messed up if you ask me. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one. And please, like the video. And if you're new to the channel, I'm recording on the phone, so that's why it sucks. Thank you. Have a good one.